You're tuned into Assigned Sex Unarchived. I'm your non-binary cousin, Shaun Dawson, and this is a safe space where we're honest about what it means to show up as Black, trans, and genderqueer. Today, I'm sitting down with Chris, aka Conjure Boi, to talk about ancestral veneration and who we choose to honor. Let's get into it. So, a lot of people seem to be getting into conjure and hoodoo after seeing Sinners. How do you feel about that?
I hate it. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. 3 thumbs down. I don't like it. I appreciate what Ryan tried to do in the movie with bringing light to the little things. But I don't think he did a good job at representing it well. Like, he threw the idea out there, but it wasn't really expounded on. Also, I understand why he didn't expound on it, because we have people that will try to use it and try to do these things because they saw it in the movie. So I understand, but I feel like he still could have done it in a way that didn't fully tell everything, but still showed you the power that it holds.
That's fair. I didn't know that much about it when I first watched it. So do you think there's something, like, is there a movie out there you think did it well?
That's a good question. I can't think of a movie specifically that does it well. Most of them do just show like bits and pieces of what it is. Nobody completely shows everything about it. I'm trying to think of, it's one with Lisa Bonet. That's a really good movie. And it's kind of in that same era of hoodoo, all of the things like that. It's called Angel Heart. That movie's really good. And it gives you a look into it in a different way.
I'm going to check it out. Have you heard of something called The Blackening?
Yes. Have I seen that? But I've heard of it.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this.
Yeah, I feel like I do get the also not putting everything in there, because now that I've been like looking more into like conjure and hoodoo, I see a lot of like white people doing hoodoo and selling their books, and it's just like, so it's just like, where can you get like original sources from? And I think everyone's so thirsty, like, I want to learn more, but I think it's cool to gatekeep it, because if you don't, the white people don't take it.
Bingo. And I see a lot of Black people getting online and they're telling all these secrets. Oh, here's a tip. Here's a tip. Like, those tips add up after a while, and they become easily accessible to people that shouldn't know. What made hoodoo powerful and something that we could use against the slave owners was something that they didn't know about. It's not something that they know how to use or how to access. When they are finding out all of the secrets, they know how to block it.
Mm-hmm. Have you been seeing this thing where I saw someone on Threads and they were saying for Juneteenth, to pay homage to our ancestors, everyone's painting their fingers with indigo. There's indigo fingers.
I've been seeing it. I didn't actually look into it. What is it? Why are we painting our fingers indigo?
I don't know. I guess because they used indigo on the plantations. I don't know.
Okay. Well, that all right.
Isn't indigo poisonous?
I'm going to say yes. I don't know. Okay. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm like, also, where are they getting it from? I don't know. But I'm
so
pretty
I saw
sure
people doing it. I saw the blue fingers, and I thought it was because of that song that Mariah the Scientist has. What is it? Something blue. Something dripping blue, freezing blue, something blue. And I remember seeing a tattoo. I don't either. I saw someone with a tattoo of their toes looking blue and burning blue. That's the name of it. It was like blue fire. So I thought that's what it was.
Got it.
I have no other answer for you.
Tell me about your journey to, well, is there a difference between being a root worker and a conjurer?
No, it's different names for the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. I work roots, but I just like to say I'm a conjure boy because, I bring those things out. But I work roots more than anything. That's what I use. I feel like everybody has their own lanes of what they like and what they like to use. I prefer roots. I prefer herbs. All of those things. I can make them come to life and bring what I need them to bring. So those are my tools of choice. I'll use a candle here or there and oil when necessary, but I'm always going to work the roots.
How's your gardening journey going?
It's not.
Got it.
I have given up. I'm letting you do that.
Mine is going great.
I've seen. Congratulations. I don't eat watermelon, but maybe send me some. I don't know.
You know, I love watermelon. I'm going to eat a lot of watermelon this summer. What I also grew that I don't think I'll ever grow again is cucumber.
Why? I love cucumbers.
What can you do with a lifetime supply of cucumber?
Lots of things. So you can slice them up and put them in vinegar and salt and put them in the fridge. They are a great snack.
Of that. Yeah. What's next?
You can add them to a salad.
Yeah. I mean, also I want to point out Nandi hates cucumber. Like, hates it. So it's like I'm also the only one. So I did some pickles. I got a lot of pickles. I'm going to be eating pickles for a long time.
I love pickles.
I did I've been doing like a cucumber salad with like avocado, but it doesn't matter. The thing is I got too much cucumber, but I'm also growing a lot of herbs.
So what are you growing? What have you started growing?
I got rosemary. I have lavender. I have sage. I have cilantro. I have basil. I have bay leaf.
Ooh.
I just got some morning glories. So I'm going to start growing those in the back.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to grow next.
You have all the things.
But I have pretty much everything. I have ginger. I have turmeric. I have garlic.
Well, I know where to come when I need some stuff.
Yeah, come through. Tell me how this name came about, Conjure Boi.
It just hit me one day. Honestly, I was working the things that I work in my room, and I was like, okay, I need a name on Twitter. I needed a new username. And I was like, yo, I do this. I conjure things. I can make things happen. And Conjure Boi came to be. It was nothing special with it. It was just something that came to me, and it fit. It's who I am.
Do you consider yourself a hoodoo practitioner?
No. I'm going to say no. I can do all things. However, I more so would say I'm a teacher. I want to teach people. I want to show us how to do these things. I don't want to do it for you. I want you to be able to do it for yourself and to understand how it works, and that even without all of the tools, you can still make anything happen. So I prefer to say teacher.
I like that. I do be having Nandi hit you up whenever I have a question about something. I was like, ask Chris this. Because I've been trying to figure out, like, what do you, like, this episode is about ancestral veneration. And lately I've been asking myself, I've been like, so, like, what do you do with your ancestors that, like, caused harm? Are you only supposed to honor, like, your ancestors that were good?
Yeah, I don't fuck with the ones that I know wouldn't fuck with me. I have some homophobic ancestors. I already know this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's no need for me to ask them about anything, in all honesty. I go to the ones that I know are going to work for my good and are going to help better me, and they care about me. The ones that I know that absolutely don't fuck with me and how I live, I'm not saying shit to them. They get no water. They stay in the cold and in the dark. Leave me alone.
Mm-hmm. Real. But what if you need, what if it's like your homophobic brother? You wouldn't fuck with him either?
No, unfortunately, he's going to have no water and no light over in his area. I'm sorry, you're homophobic. That's who I am. I literally am a gay. Everything I do is gay. I do things for the gays. I don't know how that works.
So you say that you're a teacher. So I guess people like I'll be hitting you up. I'll be having Nandi hit you up like personally. But what do you feel about like all of this like online teaching that I see everybody doing now?
I hate it
because of capitalism, and it'd be expensive. Like I get, but they got to live. But I'd be like, damn, anybody can just pay.
Bingo. I hate it because it's not like you can go through and really scan who is and who isn't, who shouldn't have access to this. So they're giving access to people, and people are learning these things from them and turning it into books and writing, selling the books under a different name. I saw somebody like Big Mama or something like that, and it's their writing name, but nobody can find any information on who this person really is. So I think that's what it's creating. It's aiding people that shouldn't have access to it to find ways to make money off of us by getting it straight from us.
Yeah.
I believe if we were to do it in a community basis, proximity based off of the people that are close to you, people that are in community with you, teaching them directly. Even if you want to charge them that way, that's fine, but do it directly where you know who it is, you know who you're giving access to versus this online open book to whoever wants to come and click join, whoever wants to pay.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing like an online apothecary, but only for people I want. I don't know how to make it so that anybody can't buy stuff. Like everybody can't just go and buy stuff.
Well, those other people have their folk magic and they like to use the stuff too. I don't know what they're doing over there with it. Kind of do, but they like to buy stuff too, so they will be up in there.
Okay, so it's time for a little Black, trans, and genderqueer history. Today we're centering the story of Crystal LaBeija.
You know she didn't deserve it. All of them, the judges knew it too. Because she was terrible. And her explanation for why she wanted the money, to put it in the bank. She's not getting any money because Sabrina is not going to pay her. They're good friends. It's only publicity, and it's bad publicity for Harlem and all the rest, because I'm declared as one of the uglier people of the world.
Crystal LaBeija was born sometime in the 1930s. We don't have an exact date. Most of her early life isn't on the record at all. The record starts in the early 1960s on the Manhattan drag circuit. She competed under the name Crystal LaBeija. People knew her for her beauty. Latina queens on the circuit called her LaBeija, Spanish for beautiful. She took the word and made it her name, LaBeija. Crystal lived full-time as a woman. Her friend Marlo Monique Dixon lived the same way. The two of them got arrested together more than once for female impersonation because the cops targeted women like them just for being out and open about who they were. Drag in New York was split by race in the 1960s. White queens had their own circuit, black queens had theirs. Latina queens had theirs too. The white-run pageants ran on a rule that no one said out loud. Queens of color had to lighten their faces for a real shot at winning. Crystal competed in those pageants anyway. In 1967, she won the title Miss Manhattan. She was one of only a few black queens to ever take a Queen of the Ball title at a white organized event. There was definitely some hateration and holleration in the dancery. That same year, she entered the Miss All-America Camp Beauty contest at New York's Town Hall. A film crew was there. The footage taken eventually became the documentary The Queen, released in 1968.
Our third runner-up in the 1967 Nationals from Manhattan, Miss Crystal, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for the third runner-up in the 1967 Nationals.
Crystal placed fourth, third runner-up. The crowd called her name, but she didn't stay for it. She walked off the stage before anyone announced the winner.
Crystal, where are you going? This is not the time to show temperament. Get back here and stay with the other finalists. Oh, well, you've got to expect more.
Backstage, the cameras kept rolling. Someone told her she was in bad taste, that she was showing her color. Crystal didn't back down.
And that's why all the true beauties didn't come. It's in bad taste and you're showing your color and stuff. I am doing it bad, but I have a right to show my color, Dolly. I am beautiful, and I know I'm beautiful.
The contest crowned a young white queen named Rachel Harlow that night.
You deserve to have the best in life, but you didn't deserve. Miss C, I don't say she's not beautiful, but she wasn't looking beautiful tonight. She doesn't equal me. Look at her makeup. It's terrible. And
But look, darling.
Wait a minute. Did you complain to the judges?
no, I didn't. I wasn't thinking really.
Wait a minute.
Why don't you show justice and complain to them?
But they told me, Sabrina, that you had it fixed for Harlow. Everyone knew about you having it fixed for Harlow for weeks and weeks ahead.
Crystal said the contest was rigged for her from the start. She was right, and she didn't ask for a seat back at that table. In 1972, Crystal teamed up with another black drag queen, Lottie LaBeija, and threw a ball just for black queens. Crystal and Lottie LaBeija presents the first annual House of LaBeija Ball at Up the Downstairs Case on West 115th Street in Harlem. Crystal coined the word house to market it. A house became a family that looked out for its own. A house was a shelter. A mother ran it and looked after her children, queer kids whose own families threw them out, or kids who never had a family to begin with. The house taught them how to walk, how to dress, how to survive. For a lot of these kids, the house was the only family they had left.
Get off the floor. Get off the floor.
The ball was a hit. It was also the first time a house threw its own ball. Other queens started their own houses. Ballroom as we know it traces back to that night. A young Pepper LaBeija joined the house around 1971, before Crystal had even officially named it. Pepper followed Crystal there alongside other black children who later become known as the La Chanels. Pepper, fellow performer Paris Dupree, and Crystal had grown up in the same neighborhood. People also knew Crystal as a fur queen. She loved fur and jewels, and she carried herself with a distant elegance. Crystal spent time at exclusive queer clubs like Gigi Barnum's and the Paradise Garage. At Barnum, she spotted a well-dressed man and recruited him into Ballroom. He later became overall father John Infinity. Andy Warhol photographed Crystal LaBeija among a group of queens in his Polaroids. He never named his subjects, but people who knew her have identified her in at least 2 of the shots. Crystal kept performing through the 70s and even into the 80s. In 1979, a young RuPaul caught one of her lip-sync sets at a club in Atlanta. It was the first drag performance RuPaul ever saw. By 1981, Crystal had stepped back as mother of the house to keep performing elsewhere, and Pepper LaBeija took over.
I am Pepper LaBeija, the legendary mother of the House of LaBeija. Not the founder. Crystal was the founder. I just rule it now with a soft glove. And it's important to me to be the mother because there's so many little kids that I have to look out for. Although they don't listen to me and they buck my authority, I still think I rule it pretty well. They like me. I'm one of the more popular ones.
The record on Crystal's death is as murky as the record on her birth. Rolling Stone reported she died of liver failure in 1982. The New York Times reported she was alive and well in 1993, back at a screening of The Queen, trading a quiet hello with Rachel Harlow, the same woman she accused of winning a rigged contest 26 years earlier. The House of LaBeija's own website says she died in the mid-1990s of organ failure. Marlo Monique Dixon gave another account years later. By her telling, Crystal lived into the late 1990s. Marlo said Crystal was using crack by then and was also dealing with chronic back pain, the result of an assault where someone, likely another queen she clashed with, hit her with a metal trash can. Crack use puts heavy strain on the liver. Combine that with long-term effects of hormone use in an era where queens often had no real access to health care, and either factor alone could explain organ failure. We don't know for certain which version is true, or whether more than one of them is partly true at the same time. We know what she built, though. Pepper LaBeija ran the House of LaBeija for 30 years after Crystal stepped back. The house still runs today, with chapters across the country. Frank Ocean sampled her voice. Pose borrowed her words for one of his most famous scenes. RuPaul's Drag Race restaged her walk-off as a tribute. None of it happens without a woman who looked at a rigged game in 1967 and refused to keep playing it. Crystal LaBeija never got a fair shot at the only stage open to her. So she built a different stage, and she called it a house. Decades later, that word still means family to people who never had one.
And next time she should drop her outfit off at the cleaners before she wears it on stage. She better get the hell back to Philadelphia because she's one of the worst. And where's Miss Sabrina? Because I'll sue the bitch. Did you sign a release? No, I didn't sign any release. And if she releases any bitch on me, I will sue the fool. She won't make money off of my name, darling. She can make it off of Harlow and all the rest of the fools that will flock to her. But not Crystal, darling. Anybody but her.
Like, what's your, like, go-to, like, your favorite go-to book? Like, a book. What's one of the first books that you read that made you want to think, like, oh, I want to know more about this?
Oh, you're gonna judge me. It's by a white author, and I had no idea.
Because I was... lady, the book with the chicken on it?
I was a baby in my hoodoo journey, and I had no idea. I thought this person was... I should have known by the last name that they weren't, but... her name's like Cat something. I don't remember what the book looks like. It was a herb book. Dang it. What's the name of that book? Okay. It was like all of her herbs are in it.
I've been getting a lot of books, and I always go to Nandi's bookshelf and look first to see if they got the book. And then while I was looking through their books, I was like, Nandi, this hoodoo book you got is written by a white witch. And then Nandi was like, they wasn't listening to me, obviously, because 4 months down the road, like literally like last week, they was like, can you believe this is what this bitch looked like? And I was like, yep, because I saw her and I told you she was a white witch.
Well, we live and we learn.
Nandi was talking about burning the book. I thought that was too far, but
the money's been spent. They already have the coin.
So you told me that you grew up in a Christian household, right?
Yep.
So when you go back home around like your Christian family, what is it like when do you have like conversations with them about like hoodoo, like conjure?
So it's different with each person of the family. My aunt, my grandmother's sister, she's in her 70s. When I try to talk to her and use the words like hoodoo and herbs and all these type of things, she instantly is throwing up Bible verses back at me. And it's just like, okay, girl, I'm not going to go there with you. But when I ask her certain questions about like my great-great-grandmother who raised her, she tells me little things that my great-great-grandmother used to do. And it's all hoodoo based, but she will not accept it being called hoodoo. My mom,
they be like that. My mom be the same way. I'd be like, this woman is over here practicing hoodoo every single day.
Exactly. They just don't like the name. I don't know. My mom is into it, but I feel like she got into it after me. It was something that she saw me get deeper in and followed suit. My brother as well. I learned a lot of things from my grandmother before she passed. She told me all of the things that my great-great-grandmother used to do. And the stuff that she did. And that's how I really got into it, the idea of it. As I got older is when I really started to use it for myself and understand the power that it holds.
Mm-hmm. As you've been on this journey, do you find, like, do you do most things alone? Or have you found, like, this, like, community, like, spaces where you can talk about it with other people?
I really talked to Nandi about it. That's really the only person, and one of my coworkers, she understands. So I talked to her about it, but a lot of people are very skeptical to it for whatever reason. They don't understand or don't want to hear it or whatever that truth is. It's whatever. But if you want to listen, I'm willing to talk to anybody about it, as long as you have some lineage connected to it. But yeah, Nandi's number one, and then my coworker E. I just started talking to Jen about it recently, so it's building slowly. I talk to my wife about it all the time.
Online spaces, but they come off a little like homophobic. still.
I can see that.
And I'd be like, oh, damn. That's so like, do you feel like being non-binary shapes the way that you hear words like divine masculine or divine feminine?
Absolutely. However, I did meet a practitioner from, where was she at? She was on YouTube, and I ended up joining her Patreon, and we built a relationship and a friendship based off of our connection to hoodoo. She did a lot of research to find out about how the herbs reacts in regards to like same-sex stuff and studs, masks versus feminine women and feminine men, those type of things. She did a lot of research in it and was able to help me understand and what to use. I also have found a lot of gay men and gay women that also do the same thing. So I think now I look at it differently because I know how to hear it based off of what they've taught me.
All right, y'all, that's all I got for today. If you want to connect with Conjure Boi, aka Chris, you can find them on Instagram at chris.mp4v. V is in vagina. Check the show notes for any archival audio from today's episode. If this episode dragged you a little bit, or if it hugged you a little bit, please share it with someone you love. You can find me, your non-binary cousin Shaun Dawson, on all platforms at I am S. Dawson. Y'all be safe out there.